It is about a week now since we finished episode number 3 on the salt and pepper shaker set. And if you will recall, at the end of number 3, we were going to glue together those little pieces that we cut up on the power miter. And I was kind of concerned that if I didn't leave them for a while, the center might not, the glue might not set as well as it should. And I realized that I'm going to be drilling away most of the center anyway, but I didn't want the Forstner bit passing through a whole bunch of gummy wood. I think it'll cut a lot better if the glue is hard. And I guess we may as well just get going on that. But first of all, I want to get this sheet of plywood off of my table saw. Give me more room here. I'm going to want to use the table saw, and we're going to put the big block project to a side right now. Let's get going here. Now, I know I often kid around about you can never have too many clamps in your workshop, but the funny thing is, when it comes time to put them all back, I'm beginning to wonder, do I have too many? Okay, you notice there's a little glob of glue on there. It's gotten pretty hard. Should have done something about it when it was soft. If I don't get that off, then this thing is not going to sit nice and flush on the table. Okay, so I can use that side and that side. Okay, if you will recall, a couple of episodes ago I was talking about making this a little bit longer than what it calls for here in order to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Well, this is the wiggle room that I want right now. The plans call for a blank 2.5 inches long total, and the hole that you drill into it with the Forstner is 2.25 inches. So that will allow me to trim the ends off nice and flush. The reason I want to do that is because it's been my experience when you're going in with a Forstner, if the surface that you're starting out in isn't flush, it'll sort of grab and possibly can start going in crooked. And once it starts going in crooked, it just keeps on going crooked. Anyway, that's my experience. Yours might be different. Well, another miscalculation. Okay, we'll try it again. Now I hope you guys appreciate how I show all this stupid stuff. Well, I guess I have nothing to lose by showing it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the other three exactly the same way. Well, not quite exactly the same way. I'll try not to cut the clamp. I know that I didn't show it, but what happened was I turned the blank around and I was now going to square up the other end. I'm quite happy the way these came out. There's one thing that I'm not too happy about, and the fact that is that I suddenly remembered that I completely used up the last of my 5-minute epoxy. And yeah, that means that how am I going to glue the brass tubes, or rather the tube, into this after I drill the hole out? But I've got an idea. I'm going to try a little experiment that's going to take overnight to find out if it's going to work or not. Anyway, why is that not even? Well, I guess it's not too bad. Okay, I only need to find the center of one end because I'm going to be drilling the Forstner in from only one end, so. Okay, see if we can spot that. That's very hard wood, but I can just see it. I can just barely see it. So okay now, this thing worked good on this one because it's perfectly square. On the ones that are not perfectly square, that are sort of rectangle shaped, you have to try and find the center of the little rectangle that it forms. I'm going to do these the old-fashioned way. But in the meantime, I got this one. This one's alright. Okay, I've drawn a line the 2 1/4 inches down that I'm supposed to drill in. And now the thing to do will be to set my drill press in such a way that it won't go any further down than that, because I don't want to accidentally go all the way through. I mean, things can go wrong. After all, we can cut into our clamp when we don't think we're gonna. Alright, so this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, I've been doing it like this for years. There's probably a better way to do it. I know I can set the little set screws at the top there so that it'll lock or stop in the right place, but this is the way I do it. And it works good. Okay, so now this weight, it holds the bit down all the way as far as it will go. Then I'm just going to raise the table to match the line. Works for me. Now I just measured the brass tube and it's exactly 2 inches long. And this line is 2 1/4 inches down. So gives quite a bit of, as I said before, wiggle room here. Yeah, that should be alright. Just lock everything in place there. Okay, I did go just a little bit lower. That looks better. Well, wish me luck. Oh, it looks pretty rough. I guess I can sand that out. Now the plans did indicate that it would be a tight fit and that it would require sanding. So I guess they knew what they were talking about. That's a lot faster than sandpaper. Okay, it's been so long since I've used this stuff, I've almost forgotten how here. Well, not really. Now, I want to get the fingerprints or grease or anything off of that tube. I'm just going to use a little bit of isopropyl here. So in that way, if this doesn't stick like glue, I'll know, that it's just not going to work. It's not a case of I just had it all greasy there. Now, if you remember, this is by volume, half. I'm just going to use just a little bit here. Just a little bit. Take it up to 10 here. I want to be able to mix it. Oh yeah, this is the one that's hard to pump. Very, very thick. Very, very thick. I know it's been suggested to warm it up in hot water, but all I need is 10 milliliters here. Okay, let's see how that's going to look after it levels out. Maybe just a little bit more. One smidgen more. Very small smidgen. Maybe a little bit more. That'll do. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to find a place here that isn't going to leak onto the table. I'm going to pour this one into this one and then mix that way. I know they don't recommend it like that, but I can get this thinner one, I can get it almost all out. So we'll do it like this. Now I mixed up way more than I need here. I may as well sit down and make myself comfortable. And I'm probably going to make a mess. Good thing I got the blue gloves on. Okay, we got ourselves a little piece of scrap wood here. I'm sure this is going to work just fine. It'll be like 5-minute epoxy, only it'll be like 5-hour epoxy. Well, that should be enough to see if it's going to stick. And speaking of sticks, I want to save this for the next time. Well, we'll see what we got in the morning.